Alright, so first we have the synopsis. I'm just gonna read it for you guys and then I'll give my opinion after. So the synopsis starts with a dialogue saying, I absolutely will not let this woman win. She cannot graduate in Class A. I'm sure you all know who this is because there's only one person who would really be saying this at this point, Chie Hoshinomiya. It's actually confirmed in the trial version that she's the person who said this. After she congratulates Chabashira on reaching Class A, Chabashira says she can't really celebrate because one of her students, Mizuno, has been expelled. So she doesn't even feel like she has the time to be happy about it. Hoshinomiya feels like Chabashira is mocking her for her failure, or as if she's acting like she's too good to celebrate for something like this. And so Hoshinomiya's frustration and hatred for Chabashira grows even more in this volume. This woman is just... You know what? Let me not say it. Let's move on. So continuing the synopsis, the narrator says, the end of year special exam concluded with a major shock. However, then we have another dialogue from someone saying, I want to address what's been on everyone's mind, including mine. And then there's another dialogue saying, about how Ayana Koji is intentionally causing students to be expelled. And we now have a bit more context regarding this dialogue because in the trial version, it's revealed that Ayana Koji actually confronted the class and gave his reasoning for expelling Mizuno. The trial version ends on just before he's about to explain that Mizuno was betraying the class. However, before that, he explains that Mizuno was a necessary sacrifice because if the class had lost this battle, there would have been a 300-point difference between them and Class A, which they wouldn't have been able to catch up to. After saying this, Hirata gets upset and confronts Ayana Koji, saying that even though he was the representative, he had no right to make such a decision to expel a student. Ayana Koji says he's not like Hirata and he doesn't think like him, and in the moment as the representative, he wanted to make the best decision for the benefit of the class. And this whole exchange was done in front of the class, so this gives more context for the dialogue in the synopsis, so maybe some students gathered together in secret to talk about Ayana Koji's action in the recent special exam. So it could be that some students in the class are already starting to become wary of Ayana Koji or dislike him. The next dialogue in the synopsis says, I'm not gonna accept the outcome of this battle. Just going off of the recent volume, I imagine this is being said by Ruin, and he's most likely dissatisfied with the outcome of his battle with Sakayanagi. The dialogue after that says, it's my responsibility. I no longer have the confidence to continue leading this class. This was almost certainly said by Ichinose, and it's supported by this illustration that we got for the volume, which shows her being depressed and defeated after her confrontation with Ayana Koji in Year 2 Volume 12. The next one says, I will get us to Class A no matter what methods I have to use. Now this one's a bit more ambiguous because I'm not exactly sure who could be saying this. There's a good amount of people who could be saying this dialogue. My original speculation was Kanzaki because considering what happened to him in Year 2 Volume 12, where he broke down in front of Horikita and he was quite literally begging her to let them win, so that's the reason why I would imagine it's him. But some people are saying the dialogue, when translated, contains characters that he wouldn't usually use, so I'm not really sure who this is. Next, we have someone else saying the possibility of us turning things around in our remaining time. Again, this sounds like someone from Class D, which is now Ichinose's class, considering that they recently lost in the special exam. I'm noticing there is a lot of talking in this synopsis, so I have a feeling this volume is going to be pretty good. The next dialogue says, it's been a while, Kiyotaka. I'm glad to see you're doing well. How is school life treating you? So I'm pretty sure you have an idea who said this, and it's exactly who it sounds like. It's Atsuomi Ayana Koji, because he's the only person who could refer to Ayana Koji by his first name and speak to him so bluntly. And it's also been confirmed in the trial version that Atsuomi has made an appearance in this volume. And finally, we have a dialogue saying, before spring break ends, I'll definitely, well then, I'll take my leave for today. And I feel like that's either Atsuomi talking to Kiyotaka or it could be Kiyotaka's internal monologue. So that's everything we have for the synopsis. If I were to judge just by what I've read, this volume definitely sounds interesting. We have Atsuomi making a comeback, we have Ichinose breaking down, we have Ayana Koji being confronted by his class and people are becoming suspicious of him. So this is definitely looking to be an interesting volume. So now let's get into the other interesting stuff in the volume. So as we know, we usually have 3 colored illustrations illustrations for each volume. We have the illustration with Chabashira meeting up with the students, we have the one with Ichinose and Ayanokoji looking down on her, but the third illustration was hidden for some time and everyone was concerned as to why we hadn't received it yet, but the other day it was finally revealed after the trial version, and this is insane. So in this illustration, the most recognizable person is obviously Atsuomi on the right, but let me point your attention to the blonde-haired man on the left. That man is President Koenji. Yeah, the father of Rokusuke Koenji. And the man in the middle is Kijima, and if you've read volume 0, you know how insane that is. This is the current Prime Minister of Japan, and they are all in the advanced nurturing high school. Well, I assume so, but they're all interacting with each other. And we actually have a translation for this scene. So Koenji's father says to Atsuomi, "You are very bold to be speaking as an equal in front of the sitting Prime Minister, Mr. Ayanokoji." And Atsuomi says, "I am in a position where I have nothing to fear. I have no intention whatsoever of simply being wary of others' reactions and clinging to my seat as a parliamentarian after all." And finally, we have Kijima saying, "Ayanokoji-san, I trust that you understand that you are currently a member of my party, correct? So let me give you guys some context so you understand how crazy this interaction is. Basically, Kijima and Atsuomi have history, and it's not the best. And we learn all of this in volume 0, which is my favorite volume. You should go and read it. So basically, before Kijima became the Prime Minister, he was the top candidate to become the Prime Minister because he was young, he had good, fresh ideas, and he was well liked. The second runner-up to be Prime Minister was a man named Naoe Jinosuke, who was Atsuomi's master. So Atsuomi served under Naoe and did all his dirty work, his promotion and all of that, under the promise that when Naoe became Prime Minister, Atsuomi would be granted a good position as well. So one notable thing about Kijima is that before he became the Prime Minister, he actually founded the Advanced Nurturing High School. That's right. The school that the students in Classroom of the Elite currently attend were founded by Prime Minister Kijima. And the Advanced Nurturing High School helped to boost his notoriety and become more popular in the political world. So to compete with the Advanced Nurturing High School, Naoe gave Atsuomi a task to create an institution that would rival the Advanced Nurturing High School. And in simple terms, this institution would take children from wealthy people, well-educated people, politicians, celebrities, and even children from normal people, and this institution would nurture them from infancy to become geniuses, essentially, that would eventually become politicians and lead Japan. So pretty much what happened was Naoe gave Atsuomi this task, and once he did it, he would not be given any credit for it because the purpose of this was to boost Naoe's popularity so that he would be able to take the seat of Prime Minister. So after working for years with no help from Naoe, no funding, no assistance, he had to do everything on his own. He had to build the White Room from scratch. So after doing all that, Naoe betrayed Atsuomi pretty much. He stopped trying to go for the seat of Prime Minister and switched to Kijima's party. So Naoe became the ally of his enemy and left Atsuomi in the dark. And not only that, when Naoe joined Kijima's party, Kijima instructed Naoe to tell Atsuomi to shut down the White Room because he felt threatened by it and that it could possibly overtake the Advanced Nurturing High School because the White Room was producing phenomenal results with how they were raising the children. So because of Kijima, Naoe forced Atsuomi to shut down the White Room, making all the years of his hard work invalid. Of course, later on in the story, when Naoe died, Atsuomi continued the White Room project, but the point is, because of Kijima, Atsuomi suffered a significant blow to his plans and his development, and was left alone with no assistance and no funding to continue the White Room. So that's why now that Atsuomi is standing in front of Kijima, he is speaking so bluntly, because this man is an enemy. So I hope you understand now how insane this whole interaction is. And I'm not gonna lie, this might be the most excited I've ever been for any volume in year 2. Not year 2 volume 10, 11, 12. This volume right here definitely has my interest because the amount of things that have been introduced just in the synopsis and in the trial version lets me know that we are in for a banger. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you excited for this volume? What moment are you most excited for? Do you think Hunagaso will actually make this a phenomenal volume and a good send-off to year 2, or will he fumble this volume? Personally, if I had to judge this volume just on what we've gotten so far, I think he might genuinely make this one of the best volumes ever, but we'll just have to wait and see. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel if you're new. This is Chuni signing out. Take care, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all next time.